Now let's talk about setting up a Mac to, if you're programming in Python and you want to use Quarto. And I'm going to discuss this using Visual Studio Code, a really common platform for coding in Python. So the things that you need to install are Visual Studio Code and Python, obviously. And then you also need to install Quarto. Once you get those three installed, then going to need to install Jupyter, because Quarto is going to be using Jupyter to render that Python code in its doc. So it's kind of relying on that Jupyter engine. So install that. Then if you want to make PDFs, then you need to install TinyTech. This is the one that really plays nice with Quarto. You can read about the installation here. I will say that because I have R installed, I find it so much easier just to install from R, because you just load a library and you just say install TinyTech. But the instructions aren't that hard. I've definitely done it many times on Unix machines. But if I'm on my Mac and I already have R, then I probably, just install from R. Okay, so that's pretty much the only things that you need. There are a few extensions. If you're using Visual Studio Code, there's a Python extension you're going to want to install. Just click on the extensions and then it'll pop up. I think that's the only one. There's a Jupyter extension. So if you're doing Jupyter notebooks, then you're going to install that. I mean, you probably already know that if you use Jupyter notebooks. You don't need that extension for Quarto. You're going to be able to program in Python and then just click on your Python code and it's going to render for you, pop up in a little preview window. Yeah, I think that's it. And then to render the Quarto document, I think a lot of people just open up a terminal window within Visual Studio Code and then type Quarto render, or you can do Quarto render and the name of the document that you're rendering. There is a Quarto extension that you can use, and yeah, I encourage you to play around with that. I've played around with it a bit, and it's given me a lot of headaches. So I don't personally use that. I just find it easier to render from the command line and do everything I need from the terminal window.